thought I'd make a little video of me making one of my tea blends because you might find that interesting, and to know what goes in my tea blends and why, because I've just created some planetary blends, and that means I've based what I'm trying to do on the different planets and which plants rule them. And I've divided them into kind of main areas. So the one we're going to make now is skin health, or skin heal, as I'm calling it. So what happens is I've selected a plant for every single planet to work their magic, and that's the planets in the solar system and the personal planets. That's to work their magic together to give you excellent skin. So, and I'm making up a couple to go to a conference where I'll be selling them. So the first one I've chosen is a sun herb, and it's marigold. And the reason I've chosen marigold, not only does it taste delicious, but she is excellent at skincare. And just, you might know her as calendula, and you might see there's quite a lot of skin products on the market which say, oh, this has got calendula in it. Well, this, my darlings, is calendula, and she looks beautiful, she smells beautiful, and when I get her out I break her into pieces, because you know when you've got a tea you don't want to kind of waste loads of, kind of put too much in basically, and you don't want the herbs to kind of compromise themselves either, as in, like, you want there to be balance in the blend, isn't it? So it has to be balanced. So there's my marigold, and it looks like my scales is being naughty. So this quite often happens with this scales. It's got an attitude problem. Maybe it similarly is ruled, like me, by Mercury and is therefore refusing to work properly because it is digital. So I'm just going to pour. What happens when I do this is I just pour it into a paper bag so that I can go back to, yeah, I thought that looked like 2 grams, go back to 0, and then hope that this time, oh, finally you've come back to me, you cheeky monkey. So I do want a little bit more. I'm going to put like 4 grams because I'm making 2 £10 bags. So, and it can come quite together, but I mean, it's just sweet and beautiful marigold, slightly yellowy. So that's the first one. Then the moon herb that I used is chickweed, which is tiny little white flowers. And chickweed is just, again, beautiful for skin healing and eczema and anti-itch and things like that. So I'm presuming that, you know, someone's using a tea like this for skin heal, then they might have acne, eczema, psoriasis, contact dermatitis, etc., or dry skin. So really nourishing ones. Right, this is Mars here. So this is nettle. So we all know how much I love nettles, and nettles are fabulous for conditioning the skin and oxygenating the blood and just so many different things. And I'm putting about 4 grams of each one in, something like that. Anyway, I basically work on what I see. So then I have Venus, which is yarrow. So I'm going to be using, that's a yarrow plant, and yarrow is brilliant for structures and an astringent, and quite often you might see yarrow in, again, skincare products, etc. So I'll pour some of her in. And I also rely on the plants. So I rely on the way it looks, and I rely on the plants to tell me how it feels, like what they feel like together. I know that may sound odd. I do it with the oils as well. I'm like, who wants to come? Let's see who jumps out. This is Fumetry, so this is basically Jupiter. And Fumetry is really good for poorly dignified Saturns. And actually, sorry, this is Saturn, I apologise. And basically this is a very good skin healer for psoriasis and eczema, and it's good for acne, for removing toxic skin conditions. Then we have Mercury for lavender for Mercury, and I grow my own I grow my own Mercury. I grow my own lavender. I'm very good at growing lavender and drying it. And lavender, I mean, isn't she just beautiful? But lavender is so nourishing for the skin. I use it in a lot of my skincare creams, etc. And if the skincare problem is creating stress, and it could have been caused by stress, but it could have equally been creating stress for you, it's like a two-way flow, isn't it? Then you want kind of, lavender in there to offer some element of calm. And Mercury is a non-binary planet, so any Mercury plants will speak to whatever's needed. So they will adapt to the bodily needs. Clever, huh? And then finally, just clearing up as I go, we have the Jupiter plant, which is red clover. Where is red clover? Red clover, I'm calling you over. Ah, yes, I've just got a new bag of red clover. So I make my own herbs where I can, but I wouldn't want to pick this many red clovers because I don't think it's fair on the bees. But look how pretty they are. Aren't they just so pretty? Look at me screwing up my face to look in the camera. That's so me. That's so me, because I can't see properly anymore. These wretched glasses. And I can tell you something, just aside from all this, that, wearing glasses and working with oils and shea butter and coconut oil and stuff like that is just crazy. Always have to clean them, which is just as well to make a good glass cleaning spray, isn't it? So again, like I did with the marigold, I'm breaking up the plants to make sure that they all mix well together and that you basically get good value for money and not just a whole load of red clover pops out in one lump. Shall we just add a little bit more of you? This is looking very full and I have to say very beautiful. Well, I would say that, wouldn't I? But no, it really does. I'll show you so you can see what it looks like. Hopefully you can see how beautiful that is and all the different plants together. So now what I do, now I've done that bit, is I label. Labeling is so important. So because I'm organised for once, I wrote my labels out the other day. So I apply a label with the Planetary Blend, the name, Skin Heal, and then all of the wonderful beauties within it. And on the back of I use paper bags because they're good for keeping herbs. They're also really good for the environment. They fold up small and, then you can take them home and transfer them to a glass jar that you've washed out and reused, yes? And so I put then the instructions of how to use it, because with herbal teas, you want to put 1 to 2 teaspoons per cup, and then leave it to steep for about 15 minutes in just boiled water. But you don't want to throw it away after just one use. You want to keep putting more hot water on it throughout the day and drinking more and more and more of it, because otherwise it's a waste of all those beautiful flowers. And the longer they sit in the water, the more active constituents are going to be withdrawn from them, and by the time you've finished and put them away at the end of the day into your recycling bin or back into the flower bed, you would expect them to be completely colourless because you would have drawn all the magic out of them. And then I'm going to split these tea into 2 bags and then label them. I mean, I've done the labelling, fold them up and finish them. You don't need to watch me do that. It's not very exciting, but I've got to make sure they're equal. So anyway, that is me making Skin Heal. If you want to try some, it's £12.50 for a £10 bag. And it's a start, and if you love it, you're always welcome to go and source the ingredients yourself or come and buy bigger bags from me, which are obviously more affordable. Take care.